All right, so here's 40 meters. Let me turn up the. Here's the S meter, the oscilloscope waterfall. Here's a little bit better on the waterfall. And this has multi-modes of the waterfall. 244 meg. And you can hear that noise is all the way through the band. It's not altering. That's 40 meter, or 40 meters. I'm going to switch the antenna to 20. Stand by. Here we are on 20 meters. I forgot to mention in the 40 meter clip, I'm running off a battery. My main breaker's off in the house. And if we go in, there's the S meter, the oscilloscope and all that. Let me zoom out. Or the waterfall. And it's all throughout. And really, the same as 40, I could only pick up signals if they could overpower, amplifier stations, stuff like that. I'm going to see if I can get resonant on 10. Stand by. And here's 10 meters. You can see the S meters pegged at 9, like the other bands, 40 and 20. There's the scope, or the waterfall, and the oscilloscope and all that. I don't know if this is going to zoom in okay or not. I should have done this close on the other ones, on the other bands, but it's the same thing. The S meter's pegged, and I'll put the rest in the email of what I got to say. Thank you, gentlemen. So here now's a video. I'm going to walk around my yard with an AM and radio.
Dick Camp, Gary Sheridan, those guys were just. I'm still in touch with Don Sager. Yeah, Don Sager. I mean, great people. You wouldn't know that they were federal agents. They acted like they were regular cops, just like we were. They were on the streets with us. If we were out there 8 or 10 or 12 or 14, whatever, 14 hours, they were there with us. They were. They didn't say, well, it's 5 o'clock, I got to go home. You never heard anything like that out of them. They were always dedicated. Well, that was another branch of federal law enforcement that might have raided Mar-a-Lago at one point, but that went home at 5 o'clock. Yeah, absolutely.
Up there's the aerial transformer on that pole.
They were more interested in having the police at the defendant table than a defendant.
That's the first thing you said to me when I walked in the drug unit.
You had to keep that in mind.
I was assigned there as a rookie.
That's my aerial secondary.
5 years in at South Charleston, 8 years in total with the time I'd put in at Clendenin before I moved there. And that's one of the first things you said to me is, remember, those federal guys would rather have you.
So that's normally I'll put that antenna there or right there on the other side of that tree. I don't use that. I don't use this antenna anymore, but it was happening with either this antenna or that antenna.